local election headquarters.
Welcome back. Well, Louisiana has had its fair share of natural disasters to recover from in recent years. That's why a congressional committee traveled to the state to hear how our federal partners could do more to help make recovery easier. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht brings us details of that conversation.
After a hurricane or storm, Louisiana is often caught up in the red tape of disaster recovery funds.
The threat posed by climate change makes the conversation on preparedness even more important.
The House Committee of Homeland Security sent a group of lawmakers to New Orleans to hear more about the challenges the state faces when trying to build back.
While large events are increasing and the demand on the federal system is increasing, the number of small events is also increasing.
One challenge is getting reimbursement money from the feds doled out by the state.
Consultants like myself and the contractors are now footing the bill because we're the ones that are waiting to be paid.
GOSEP says there are so many restrictions that often communities will be hesitant to go for grants for fear that the government will be asking for money back in the future.
They're afraid of getting something wrong. They're afraid of the clawback on the backside of doing something.
Congressman Carter and GOSEP took a swing at FEMA for the rollout of their Risk Rating 2.0 flood insurance plan. They said that there is no affordability plan to help offset the premium increases, some of which have gone up over 134%.
From my perspective, rolling out the premium change without a corresponding affordability program is devastating to so many coastal communities.
FEMA says that they are working to get one passed by Congress and look to other ways to reduce risk.
We're going to continue to work very closely with the state to look at mitigation measures that we can put into effect that lower the risk to homeowners that would bring those insurance premiums down.
The group will take what they learned back to the full committee for discussions on new laws. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
In Kenner, New Orleans city leaders are celebrating the completion of a $50 million project at Armstrong International. The taxiway extension is said to improve safety and efficiency by extending the taxiway by 1,500 feet. This means planes can now taxi directly between the terminals and runway without having to back up or cross active landing strips. New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell calls this a win for everyone involved.
But we know that this will bring forth more environmental and economic benefits right here to our city and to our people. And most importantly, even to the millions of visitors that come through this airport.
Airport leaders say this is just one part of their plan to improve the airport over the next 20 years, which includes redeveloping the old terminal and adding connections for the passenger rail service between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. In New Orleans, a groundbreaking for construction of the new River District, a mixed-use project with hotels, apartments, shops, and entertainment. Mayor Cantrell and Governor-elect Jeff Landry celebrated the development. It's a 40-acre property between the Convention Center and the Lower Garden District. The developers say they're focused on providing affordable housing there. And following a new law restricting the sale of some vape products, the Louisiana Office of Alcohol and Tobacco Control have released a list of approved products. That puts limits on many businesses. Rodrika Taylor spoke with a vape store owner in Vermilion Parish about how it's affecting his sales.
Casey White, the owner of Hippie's Purpose, says with certain vaping products having to be removed from sale, it's impacting his livelihood and not in a good way.
I've been forced to cut hours. I've been having to work hours myself. It's taken probably around 60 to 70% of revenue out of my store, you know, and that's just not the type of business that I think that we should be performing together, you know, in Louisiana.
The state released a list of almost 400 vape products that can be sold. However, White says it limits his business.
It's around the flavor ban, and I understand that the length of time we had to get rid and really was able to learn about this. This was like an overnight thing almost for us. It punched us in our guts.
White says he would have around 60 to 100 customers a day. Now with the change, he says they are seeing 20 to 40 customers daily.
Most people come in that we do see for those vapes, they turn around and they're frustrated, you know, and we're lucky enough to start working on trying to bring in some alternative products that are on the list. It's just it's to start it over. You know, it's where do I get the money to bring these products back in when I have all this money that's set in that manufacturers won't take back.
He says he has another source of income with a food trailer, but Pippi's Purpose is his main source.
It's putting people in a jam, and I think it's going to create a lot of depression and anxiety through these holiday seasons specifically.
White says he hopes a plan of action can begin to help the vaping industry. In Abbeville, Rodrika Taylor, KLFY News 10.
After multiple skimming devices were found at retail locations in Louisiana, the Department of Children and Family Services says over 400,000 cardholders across the state are at risk. DCFS is telling all EBT cardholders to change their PIN immediately. There's no need to replace the actual card. A spokesperson says it's a nationwide issue that local and federal authorities are investigating.
So in past incidents, we were able to isolate it down to one specific parish, but unfortunately with this one, it is statewide. So it's all the way down from Orleans to Baton Rouge to Alexandria to North Louisiana.
Officials say there could be undetected devices at stores in the area. So far, there are no official reports of compromised information. Senator Bill Cassidy wants to make sure Louisiana learns from natural disasters so the state can be better prepared for future ones. We'll tell you how next.